Hi, I'm Pat Pavelka. Today's topic is questioning. How can we get our students to ask thought-provoking, high-level questions as they're reading? And even before they're reading and after they're reading. Because what research tells us is the more questions students ask, the greater their comprehension. And we know that they are reading for meaning if they are asking questions. So, our activity has a set of I Wonder cards. This will be your download. In our guided reading groups with children, these cards are on the table, laying down. So I've put them on the chart so you can all see them instead of laying flat. So these are on the table in front of you. As we are reading with students, we want them to ask, I wonder when something's going to happen. I wonder what's going to happen. I wonder why this is going to happen. And so that these are the prompts to help students get started with. So we're going to use, for an example, a book by Bill Peet. Bill Peet is a great author. He's really funny. He's got a lot of books in a series, and most of his books are written in rhyme. So this is called Hubert's Hair-Raising Adventure. Page 1. I'll read you page 1 and then we'll model the questioning. Hubert the lion was haughty and vain, and especially proud of his elegant mane. But conceit of this sort isn't proper at all, and Hubert the lion was due for a fall. One day, as he sharpened his claws on a rock, he received a most horrible, terrible shock. A flaming heart spark blew up in the air and came down on his head and ignited his hair. So we now say to students, ask some questions. So these are some questions that my students were asking. One of them asked, I wonder if his hair gets all burned off. So I would write that on a Post-it, and we're going to lay it on the table next to the I wonder. This one just says I wonder. There's no question word after it. Another child said, I wonder how the other animals feel about Hubert. So we're going to take this, and we're going to put it next to I wonder how. Another child said, I wonder why he's vain. So I said, I don't know. Let's find out. If we learn that in the story. And I wonder what the other animals, there is an elephant in the book. I wonder what the other animals will think about him with no hair. So this goes under I wonder what. So as students are asking questions, we're writing them on Post-it notes and just laying them on the table next to each one of these cards. Now we read the next page, and what we're trying to do is figure out any answers to these questions. And you see what we just did. By asking questions, we set a purpose for reading now. It's one of our key elements that we need to teach students. When you read, you have to read for a purpose. So now I'm reading to find out if his hair gets burned off. I'm reading to find out why he's so vain. I'm reading to find out what all the other animals think about him. So, the next page says, with a roar of surprise, he took off like a streak, away through the jungle to Zamboozy Creek. He leaped in, kerplash, with a shower of bubbles, and came up bobbing with a head full of stubbles. So students would say right away, we know the answer to one of the questions. The questions, I wonder if his hair gets all burned off. So we would take this question off of the table and we would just post it right on that page because that's where we found the answer. And we continue reading through the book, and there are times that we will find these answers out at the end of the book. There are some times that these answers are inferential. For example, I wonder how the other animals feel about Hubert. It doesn't really tell that, but on one of the pages when all the animals come to visit, they're telling them, please come out. The one animal says, the hyena promises not to laugh. We'll try to help you. Well, we can infer that the other animals like him, that the other animals are there to be helpful, and they're going to be kind and not laugh when they see him with no hair on. So, our goal is to get students to ask questions as they read, before they read, and after they read. And as they're reading, to set that purpose and see if they can come up with any of these answers to the questions as they read. What did make a big difference here were the cards. I wonder why, I wonder where, I wonder when, I wonder what, I wonder who, and just, I wonder. Thank you.